Hello book family. Welcome back to Paperbacks and Ponytails. I'm Katie, and today I am going to tell you all about the ILL, which stands for Interlibrary Loan System. So stay tuned, and I'm going to share everything about that. Okay, so now that we're back, I have my very adorable Mickey cup that I just got a few weeks ago. I haven't even used it yet, but it is very cute. And it's yummy. I have blueberry tea today, which is actually a Disney tea. And I'll try to link it down below. It sometimes comes back on Amazon, sometimes it doesn't, but it is very delicious bag tea. I absolutely love it. So, as I said, we're going to talk about the Interlibrary Loan System today. And I honestly don't think a lot of people know about this. It is a handy tool that a lot of libraries have in the US, but I believe it's also worldwide as well. So I will find that out as well, and I will write it down here if it is worldwide, which I believe it is, because some libraries that I have found are actually in the UK and other countries. So very, very excited. I have my book down here to show you. Okay. So everyone knows that you can borrow books from your local library down the street or in the next town. And if you can't find a book that way, then you can order a book from another library in your county or in your city, and that's just requesting a book from another library in your system. It's not interlibrary loan, which I think people confuse it to. So interlibrary loan means if a book that you want, say, is out of print or your library doesn't have it, you can request a purchase from your library to purchase the book, which could take quite a while, especially if it's a new book, but that is an option. Interlibrary loan doesn't really work for new books because your library may get a copy of a new release. So this mostly goes for like out of print copies or copies that just your library doesn't carry. So how it works is there's usually a website. I will try to show screenshots here of it. It's usually called either ILL or WorldCat. It can be either or both on your library website. So when you click on WorldCat, you can search for a book that you can't find in your regular library system. So like this book, for example, which I'll show you, I had to borrow from the Interlibrary Loan because I really wanted to read it and somebody suggested it to me, and it is The Girl from Nowhere by Tiffany Rosenheim. So my library system didn't have that. Our system has like between 20 and 30 libraries. None of them had it. So I went to the Interlibrary Loan system, and it works with hundreds of libraries around the country and some even in other countries. And what they do is they search other libraries, and you can make an interlibrary loan request to borrow it from a library that can be in just another city. It's not in your county. So like if a library is like 2 hours away, but your library card just won't work there because you don't live there, borrow it from there. It can even be from a different state. It can be from California. I haven't quite figured out how the farthest away I've requested so far, but this one came from about 2 hours away, I believe. So that, I think that's really cool. So when you get it, it does come with like a purple slip. I'm not going to show the back side because it does have like my phone number and stuff, but it does have a sticker just saying who requested it. And you always have to make sure to, when you're done with your book, make sure to put this purple thing back on your book. You can slide it off. If you have like an Instagram or you want to take pictures, you can slide it off. But just remember to return it. So you don't mail it in the mail. It comes straight to your library from from where you requested it. So it'll say what library in your system you want it to go to. So if you have a main library, you just click that and it comes straight to your library like a regular requested book, which I think is so cool. And then when you're done, you just return it to that library or even any library that is in your system. So if you're out and about, you can return it to a different library near you as long as your library card works there. And that's how easy it is. So WorldCat is a great website. You just plug it in. You do have to make a profile, just like anything, but all you need is your library card number and you make a password. So your system is usually in there as long as your library does do interlibrary loans, which they should. I don't think there's any reason why they shouldn't, but but I think that is really, really cool how you can pretty much get any book. So that really wasn't a super rare book because it just came out. I think it came out beginning of this year, I think, if I'm not mistaken. So it wasn't a new book and I could request it. Oh, 2020. So this one came out last year. But I've been requesting Baby Blues comics, which are my absolute favorite, and my library only carried I think 2 Baby Blue comic books. So I was able to request the entire series of Baby Blues comic books. I think only one I couldn't find, probably because I was looking it up wrong maybe, or it was under a different title, but I was able to request them all and I've read them all. I only have, I think, 2 left because there's a new one coming out. But yeah, so it's really awesome. It's really, really handy. So as far as renewals go, when you are renewing a interlibrary loan, they will send you an email roughly 3 to 5 days before your book is due. And the way you find out when your book is due, like beforehand, if you just want to know, it should pop up in your regular website where you find all your loans that you have checked out. It should be listed right there. That's how awesome it is. It's not in a separate place. You don't have to log back into your interlibrary loan page. It'll just be right on your card. So I think that is very, very awesome. But if you want to request a renewal, they will send you an email about 3 to 5 days before saying, hey, your interlibrary loan is due in a couple of days. If you'd like to request a renewal, most of the time you can renew it. Sometimes you can't, especially if other people want it or they only have one copy in the system. So if you want to do that, you just click reply to that email and say, may I please renew this item? Click send and that's it. That's how easy it is. It's just as easy as renewing your books from your library. So I think that's everything. Oh, one quick thing. It does say usually you have to fill in most of the information when you're making a request. There is a request to say how much you would like to pay, like a fine. Like if your library does like a fee to request a book, like 25 cents for a book, $1 for movie, etc. My library thankfully has decided to cancel those. So yeah, I can borrow or I can request as many books as I want from another library. But usually ILL, I have borrowed probably at least a good 50 to 60 items at least just this past year or two alone, and I have not had to pay a fee. It's just in case the library that you requested from does have the fees, but I've never experienced it. I will let you know if I ever do experience that, but they will not charge you. They will not charge you. They will contact you and say, hey, the book you wanted has a fee to send it, and you can say yes or no. So I usually put the maximum at $1, just in case I really, really want that book, I'm only willing to pay $1. So that's the max that I ever put is $1, and I have never had to pay a fee. There's never been a fee, which I think is awesome. It's usually free. I don't know how they can afford it, but I think it's awesome. And I think that's everything. Oh, you can also only request up to 10 items at a time. I've hit my limit because I wanted to try to get an ebook because I've never borrowed an ebook before from the interlibrary loan system, but I couldn't. I hit my 10 limit, which actually I could probably use my mom's account because I made one for her and she doesn't use it, so she let me use it. She never checks books out at the library, so she lets me use her card and everything. But yeah, so you have a 10-person limit. If you have somebody else in the family that is willing to say, hey, you can use my card, your husband's or your children, wife, whatever. So you can always borrow their cards from them and request more than that. But yeah, it is a great handy thing. I wish I remembered some books and movies that I had wanted to request like years ago and my library never had them. I really wish I remembered to actually write a list of the ones that I couldn't get. That way, now that I know that I can get them. But yeah, as I said, the only ones you can't request are Obviously, new releases like that just came out. I tried a new release when I didn't realize it was a new release. So, but I also requested one, which was nice. They actually they send you an email if they can't get you a copy. They'll say request canceled, and then they'll tell you a reason why. Like maybe your library already has it and you didn't realize it, or it's too new, or not enough libraries in the system carry that book. So it's really awesome. I absolutely love it. I know I'm raving about it, but like especially if you can't afford to buy books all the time, or there's just that one book that you've wanted when you were little and they never had it. So it's a great way. That actually could be a good way. I talked about Journey to Juna in my middle grade recommendation series. I'm wondering if they have it in the ILL system, because I know my library doesn't carry it, but maybe another library carries it. That would be something to really find out about. So I hope you like this video. As I said, I will try to do some screenshots or a record screen thing about how to find your Interlibrary Loan website. If you don't know where to find it, your librarian should know. You can just call, you can go to the library if you can, and just ask them, and they will be happy to help you find it if it's different than my system. So I hope you all have a wonderful day. And on Wednesday of this week, I will have another book haul for you. And then Friday, I will have a Christmas recommendation video. So stay tuned for those. I'm really excited to have some fun Christmas related videos for you coming next month. And I will see you all later.